Hey, good evening, or good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're from. Um, my name is Joy. Welcome to my channel. I just had, something drop in my spirit, and I have a question. Who were you before it all changed? Um, I've been doing a lot of thinking lately, a lot of reflecting, and I remember myself being this amazingly driven, motivated um, person, young adult that was wise beyond my years, and just anything that I set my mind to, I did it, I got it done. And it was like, okay, well, it didn't happen this time, it's going to happen next time. And as we adults, you know, go through our lives and evolve, and life does its thing, um, along the way, something happens, something changes, whether it's trauma, loss, um, and that's loss of a loved one, loss of a job, loss of a relationship, um, loss of finances, like you name it, insert here. Um, and we go from being that carefree kid, young adult, teenager, all the things. Um, and as things happen, it's like little pieces of that person you were, it's just going away, or getting buried by the things that you're going through. And so lately, like, because things in my life has just kind of been kind of all over the place. Um, not, I mean, yeah, up, down, around, all the things. Life is life, and I don't know. I've just had some time to really think about um, just who I was and who I've become, and every version of me in between. And it got me thinking. I still feel part of that younger person within me. Um, that fire still there, that fire in my gut, that ambition, that love for people and wanting to help and all the things, like all of that is still there. But holding its hand is the trauma, the fear, the self-doubt, the procrastination, the lack of faith, the I don't want to be here anymore. And not in a final way, but just like, I just want to crawl up in a ball in a corner and just disappear. And these last 3 years after losing my mom really opened my eyes to um, just how short life is, but then also living for me, also finding things that make joy joy and joy joyful. you know the things that make me happy, and 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 fuels that fire in my gut. And over these past 3 years, while life has been doing its thing, I've had little nuggets here and there of joy, of laughter, of, oh my gosh, just like, whoa, I can't believe that happened, you know? Or I can't believe I did that. Like, I took a chance on myself. I did something new and I did that. Like, it is so amazing. But then also oh, that hurts. Oh, I can't stop crying. That feeling in the pit of my stomach that, is stress and worry and overwhelm and all the things, and it just makes you sick to your stomach almost. And it's like they're best friends. And I've tried over the years to stuff down different feelings because it's like, nope, that's a negative feeling. I don't want to feel that. I don't want to feel it. I don't feel it. I don't want to feel it. And it seemed like the more I stuffed it down, the stronger it got. And just in my own, what is this doing? This is bothering me. And in my own journey of research and listening to motivational speakers, people who are a lot smarter than me, been on this earth a lot longer than me, and just experienced, a lot more. Just listening to people like that, like listening to their journey, and oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Listening to their journey and finding out that, hey, what you put out there, you get back. And that makes sense, and I learned that years ago. And sometimes I forget, as we do, that, okay, I need to be mindful of what I'm putting out there, because what you put out there, what you fuel, grows. And so lately, I've just been thinking about that little girl and wondering where she went, and also wondering when she started to fade. And I think it started happening when I was 16 years old. In high school, I was a junior in high school. And a lot of things happened at that time. And I started people pleasing to the point of detriment to myself. And I am just now still struggling. I am just now coming out of that and saying, hey, you're pouring into people who don't even have the capacity to pour into you a fraction of what you've done. And the reason you know that is because they show you constantly by the lack of reciprocation, the lack of, hey, you need me, call me, and they actually answer the phone. And the lack of just outright action, It's like you bend over backwards, you do all the things, and they can't even give you a little bit back. And so you people please to those whose cup is just not that big. They only have enough for themselves. And that's okay, because not everybody's cup is the same size. Not everybody can have a venti. And over the years, I feel that just for in my journey of staying close to my faith, enhancing my faith, and studying and things like that, my discernment has increased to the point where I can now recognize when I'm pouring too much of myself and no one is pouring into me. And so I've been prioritizing myself like I did when I was that little girl. You know, I played sports, I was lifting weights. I would take myself to the park, and just walk around the park. Like I would walk for miles around this giant park that was not far from the last home that I lived in Chicago before I left to go to college. Um, the park was like 2 blocks away, and then it just extended for, gosh, I don't even know how big that park was, but I would just take laps, just strolling, and it was amazing. And I miss that little girl. She was brave. She was courageous, ambitious. She knew who she was. And I noticed that the more I prioritize me, she's, that those pieces that were buried are starting to sprout again. It's like the more personal growth that I put in, the more just enhancing my faith and just working on me, I'm noticing that little buds are breaking through again. And she's rearing her head in my adult life. And she'll pop her head out a little bit, here and there, but right now I just feel like this giant garden is sprouting right before my eyes, because I am putting so many good things and pouring so many good things into my cup that it's opening doors for me that I didn't have to force my way into. It's opening doors and opening windows and bringing people into my life that is like, hey, let me hold the door for you because you deserve to be here. It's like I no longer have to force my way in. And that's all because I'm finding that little girl again. The one that was brave to say, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. Like, I'm putting it out there. I'm just letting you know that I'm putting it out there and I'm just going to do it. And she did. She did. And I'm so proud of her. And I feel like that joy is back again. No pun intended, because my name is Joy. Different spelling. I missed her. She's been gone way too long. And I am never letting her go again for anyone. Because ever since those doors started opening, it's been swinging both ways. So people who aren't supposed to be there, it swings this way. And then when it comes back this way, enters people who are meant to be in my life. There's no stopper on the door. So people go, and it makes room for new people to come in who are going to love you fully, who are going to encourage you to go after it, who will make sure that energy from that little girl that you had before stays, and she just keeps getting better and better. And I say little girl because, I'm talking about me. But for you, it could be, anyone. I can only speak for myself. And so all I can say is that I'm thankful. It took a long time for me to get here. A lot of blood, sweat, tears, stress, broken hearts, band-aids, needle and thread, you name it. Any type of like bonding and sewing and gluing, all the things. Like, I've had to piece myself together after different events. And I feel like because it feels familiar, that my body is trying to fall apart again just because life is life right now. But I am reminding myself that, hey, you've got this, you're strong, you've done it before, you've overcome so much over these years, these past several years. Okay. And you're not going to stop now. Because I know who I am. I've always known. I've always known who I am and who I was. And I'm in this reminding process right now. I think of the movie Lion King, when Mufasa, as a ghost in the clouds, tells Simba, remember who you are. And that's what I've done. And I would like to apologize to that little girl for allowing life to bury her, for allowing life to push down her memories and her feelings and her love and her courage and her bravery. I want to apologize to that little girl. And I ask for forgiveness. Thank you for helping me become the woman that I am today. And maybe you should thank your younger person, because the fact that you're still here is due to their strength too. Because everybody's journey is different. I mean, maybe yours wasn't caused by trauma, but it was caused because you have mental health issues, or it was caused because you only had one parent in the home. And, no judgment here at all. Everybody's journey is different. But if you still have air in your lungs and movement in your limbs, or not, if you're still a human being living on this earth, it's because your younger self helped you get there. And if you are a believer in whatever, like, again, no judgment. I believe in God. But, if you are a believer, know that they helped you get there too. And they are the ones who created that younger you, who is now an adult, who is now bumping through life. But you're making it. I'm making it. Even when things get so hard and so just, oof. Life kicks you in the face, doesn't it? It really does. But if your story was over, you wouldn't still be here. If you lost your younger self over the years and you haven't found it yet, haven't found them again, do one thing every day that makes you happy. One thing. Start there. One small thing every day that brings you joy, that makes you smile. As long as you're safe, of course. You know, you're safe and you're not hurting anybody or yourself. But yeah, do one thing every single day, even if it's just you standing and looking in the mirror and saying, I got this. You're beautiful. You are love. You are love. So go spread it. Spread it to yourself first. Your younger you, thank them. Thank them for getting you through this. Because you got it. You are an amazing human. And if no one has told you today, I'm telling you. You are brave. You are beautiful. You are courageous. And you matter. And your younger self mattered. Because they mattered so much that you got to this point. Keep going. I love you. Bye-bye.